What up? As you can see, I am currently still in Japan. I wanted to get on here and make this video before I head back to New York. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Nick and I love K-cars. And for all the homies who are coming back to the channel, what's good? So I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I just didn't know how to make it. So over the course of the last 3 years, I've owned 11 K-cars. And over the course of those last 3 years, I've been to countless dealerships. I've gone on countless road trips. I even drive my Suzuki Cappuccino that I just got all the way from Los Angeles, California, all the way to New York City. If you haven't seen that video, definitely click the corner right now. But out of those 11 K cars, I've all purchased them stateside. And the reason for that is, one, I didn't really know how to import a car from Japan. And two, I didn't even know if it was really worth it to learn. Like for someone like me, I love to test drive the car, see it in person, feel it, drive it, start it. I want to get like the full experience. I'm not one of those sight unseen kind of guys. But the more that my channel grows and the more that I grow as a person, I felt like it was time for me to get out of my comfort zone, learn some new things, make some videos that are not only gonna help me out, but could also help you. Because as someone who goes to all these dealerships, most people just order for the masses. And I'm someone who kind of has a different niche. Like I don't want the perfect car. I want like the weird fixer-upper. And over the course of the last 6 months, I realized finding those type of vehicles are becoming harder and harder. So that's what this series is going to be about. You're currently watching part 1. This is your Japan side. You don't obviously need to be in Japan to do this, but I happen to be in Japan. I found a car that I wanted. You guys saw last week I bought that Honda Z, and we're going to learn the entire import process from Japan to getting the documents, to getting the car in America, to pulling it from the port. I don't know how to do any of that. So you're going to really use me and my mistakes and things that I learned, and I'm going to show it online, and we're going to learn together. So hopefully we can make all this process a lot less scarier, because it's not just sending someone money in Japan and it shows up to your door. Like that's just not the way it goes. So there's dozens of websites that sell cars from Japan, not just K cars, any JDM car that you want. There's even a website literally called Cars from Japan. There's Mitsui, there's a bunch of them. And as someone like me who's traveled to a bunch of these dealerships all around the United States, I've heard horror stories from this company and that company and that company. And that was also another reason why it kind of strayed me away from doing this process. Because my biggest fear is sending someone 5,000, 10,000, maybe even 20,000. And then the pictures look like this. The video may look like this. But when I get it in person, it's a rust bucket. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to buy a car in Japan kind of similar to how I do it in America, where I maybe speak to someone. I don't just go on a website and say, hey, here's my money. I want to send the car here. I want to build a relationship so they understand what I'm looking for and they know kind of my needs, my budget, things like that. And that's exactly how Car Deal Page and Rodrigo came about. So Rodrigo's actually a fan of the channel. He messaged me on Instagram maybe a couple months ago and he was like, hey, I'm based in Japan. I see you like to buy like K cars, like fixer-uppers, not the cleanest units. Those come up in auction very often. They're pretty cheap. Like, I could send one your way. Let me know your budget, things like that. And I was like, I don't really, I don't know how to import a car. I'm kind of comfortable doing what I do. You know what I mean? I could go here, I could go here. There's several options to buy cars stateside. So a couple months went by and Rodrigo messaged me again and he started sending me pictures of cars that are coming up at the auction. I think he sent me like an Alto Works. I think he sent me like a Vivio. He sent me a couple different cars and he was like, hey, it would be X amount of dollars shipped to Newark. And I was like, oh, that's good. But again, I don't really know the process. And then I was like, you know what? Let me stop being scared. Let me not be, willing to learn something new that I know is going to help my career because this is my job. And let me figure it out. So I was like, you know what? For December, I'm going to treat myself. It's December right now. I'm going to treat myself to an early birthday gift. And I'm going to fly out here. I'm going to chop it up with all things JDM. I got up to meet with Slater at JDM Hawaii. And I'm going to also meet Rodrigo and maybe we go to the auctions together and maybe I buy something. If I don't, I don't. It's still going to be fun just to come to Japan, make all this content, buy all this crazy stuff that I've been buying. And then you guys saw the video where me and Rodrigo actually found the Honda Z. Like I saw the pictures prior to coming here, but actually seeing it in person was just like done. Like I'm done. Like it's a rare occurrence, obviously me physically being in Japan, but the whole process honestly was pretty seamless. So for this part of the video, we're going to have to get into my laptop and I'm going to show you kind of exactly how I got to the Honda Z. So the website we're using, the website that Rodrigo works for, the website that to me has been the best one that I've seen. I know some other ones kind of post the same cars and they relist them for different prices. I'm not going to talk about those websites, but what worked for me and what I like is Car Deal Page. So here's the website, cardealpage.com. It brings you to this home screen. And for me, when it comes to car shopping, at least the way I do it, there's not really a car necessarily I'm like looking for, unless like for the AZ1, I really wanted an AZ1. But for the most part, I just want a clapped out K car. So searching it, I just go to year. I put 1998, obviously, because it needs to be 25 years old. Price, make, model, none of that really matters to me. I go to this search box, and then it brings me to this page, and then you're able to put engine size, which for me is super helpful because I don't want to see a 1998 Prelude. You know what I mean? I want to see a 1998 K car. So I put 660cc there, and then I view results. And then here, it already has New York saved because that's where my account is. I could see some of the options, like, what is this? A Suzuki Erio. Like, let's check this out. It shows you a bunch of pictures. Automatic, but, you know, not bad condition, especially for, let's say, I really don't even know how much the broker and everything costs, but I'm just going to continue to round up 1,000. So let's say this is 3,500 shipped. Not bad. Little weird little K car, something perfect for the channel. If I saw that in America for $3,500, I'd buy it instantly. Like, that's kind of how my thought process is going, because if I saw this car in America, although I don't have to wait the whole like 2 months to get it to my house, I would buy it. So what I really did though is I was speaking to Rodrigo, and here you can see the sellers, and I wanted to go to Car Deal Page. I wanted to see the stock that Rodrigo had, because on Car Deal Page, different dealers can list their cars, but I wanted to see what they had. And he was like, check it out, see what we got. And there's actually a couple cars that I was considering outside of the Z. So first was this Pajero. I like this one a lot. It was, let's say, $4,000 shipped. It was $3,000 shipped, but I'm assuming the broker picking it up at the port, towing it to my house, getting all that figured out. It could really be less, but I'm just going to say 1,000 for safe. I know a lot of people watching this have imported cars, so you let me know what the additional cost is, because I honestly am not 100% sure. But I'm going to assume I'm mentally preparing for $1,000 bucks, but we'll see what happens. So this Pajero was a really good option because it has this dent here, which is just a fender. It's not anything that is like, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's automatic, which again, I don't really mind. It only has 70,000 kilometers, 4-wheel drive. And again, for 4Gs, if I saw this car in America for 4Gs, I would 100% buy it. Like, it's not even a question. And then they have this turbo van. This was another good option. This one was 5-speed, but I think it had high kilometers. Or 105, not even high, but 2-wheel drive turbo van. Again, $4,300. I'm on that every day of the week. But I continued to search, and right here, I saw the Honda Z, and I was like, hold on. You guys remember I made a video maybe 6 months ago. I test drove a Honda Z, and I said in the title of that video, I'll show on the screen now, this is the greatest K car. It's 4,000 here, and I was like, wait, let's look at these pictures. So I came here, saw ETC reader, which is always good. Looked at the pictures, saw that it was turbo and all-wheel drive. It wasn't just the all-wheel drive model. I don't even know if they make a turbo front-wheel drive model, but this one had like the fog lights, the modulo like package with the side skirts and the spoiler, and then even this side graphic. I've never seen, I don't really see Honda Z's in general, but I've never seen one with the whole body kit with the spoiler plus this graphic. I don't know if that's super rare or not, but for me, it was a big selling point because I love this car. It looks super clean. It looks like it needs a little bit of work, but it's something that I know I can daily for a while. We can do some content on it. Like, this one is a little too clean for my liking per se, but it's a rare car. There's not a lot of Honda Z content out there. There's not a lot of people that even have them. A lot of people that even know about them. Like, this is a turbo 4-wheel drive K car from the factory from Honda with a frunk. I'll show you guys that right now with a frunk. That might be even the coolest part. It doesn't even, the motor is still behind the seats, which is, we're going to have a lot of fun with this car when I get it back home. So my situation was a little different because I was talking to Rodrigo prior to finding this car. But what you would do is just create an account, you would contact seller, and it would go actually to Rodrigo because he's in charge of the US market. They send cars all over the world. This isn't like a small operation where there's 2 people. Like, I'll even show you some videos, some B-roll of the office. They have an entire floor just dedicated to logistics. And then they have a second part of a floor where they have more logistics. And then they have a sales department with one guy is in control of, let's say, the Zimbabwe market. This person's in charge of the American market. This person's in charge of Europe. They have it's a pretty cool, like, operation. Me being here only made the experience even better because it showed me that, you know, they're legit. They're doing everything the right way. They're getting clean units. The prices are good. And I think this is going to be a long relationship where I can continue to buy cars and maybe even help you guys out with some cars. Like, hey, can you import? We'll get into that later, actually. I don't want to make this too crazy of a video, but long story short, what I would love to do, honestly, is to import this Z for John, let's say. And John is like, hey, I'm not crazy about the rims. Can you change the rims? Can you paint the calipers yellow? Can you do little things like that and then send it to me in the States? Like, that would kind of be my dream. But far 2024 goes. So anyways, I created an account. I spoke to Rodrigo. Rodrigo got back to me. He was like, all right, you want this car? This is the price you want it for? Done. Let's say you're on this page and you're looking for Daihatsu Mira, you're looking for a Subaru Vivio, you're looking for a AutoWorks. You can still go to, let's say, this Hijet, and you would just still contact them and say, hey, I am looking for a Daihatsu Mira. I see you guys only have Daihatsu Hijets. Can you help me out? And they can still source you that way, because the Honda Z just happened to be there, but he even sent me AZ1s that were, let's say, like $12,000, that I was like, that's pretty interesting. But I wanted a weird car. I wanted a car that I don't see at dealerships. I don't see at the places. Like, I want to import a lot of funky stuff. So in 2024, we're going to get a Daihatsu Mira walkthrough. We're going to maybe turn that into a food truck. I want to even get a K food truck. I want to get the stuff that, you know, most dealerships don't want to take the gamble on. They don't want to get a clapped out Daihatsu Mira. They don't want to be stuck with that. They want to get a clean Honda Acti. They want to get a clean Honda Street. They want to get a clean Honda Z. They want to get clean units. That way it's easier to sell to the customer. Most people are not like me. That's the big reason why I want to learn how to import and find the stuff that is perfect for me. And even why I think Car Deal Page is really cool too, because I'm speaking to someone, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm not just sending the money or on a website like on H&M or Forever 21 or something, just like, hey, I want this jacket. All right, boom, paid, done. I'm telling them, hey, I want something where I don't care what the kilometers are. I don't care what the grade is. I just want to see some pictures, videos, that'd be even better. But I want to see some pictures. I want to kind of know what I'm getting myself into the most I can prior to sending it to New York. Like, that's why I think dealing with them has been so great, because I've been able to show them what I want, and him being a fan of the channel makes it even better, because it shows that this guy knows what I want. He sees that I rap my beat. Like, when I got here, he was like, yo, I can't believe you did that road trip in the cappuccino. And it was, in my head, I'm like, wow, this guy actually watches my videos. He was like, yeah, but I was at the edge of my seat. Like, I would never do that. And I was like, obviously, no one would really do it. But it's cool to kind of like speak to someone like that knows exactly what I'm looking for. But yeah, like I was saying, let's say they don't have the unit that you're looking for. You can just message them on the side and say, hey, I'm looking for a Suzuki Every van. Do you have any in stock? So after finding the car I wanted, I got my invoice, I paid, I got my receipt, I got my confirmation. And then from there, the next step is to find a vessel, a boat that can get it to America. So the way they do it is row. I'm not getting it in a container or anything. So they have to find a vessel that is leaving soon, that has space. And that only took maybe, since I've been here, I bought the car, no joke. I can tell you the day right now on the screen. I bought the car there, and he texted me today like, hey, there's space on the vessel, and I should be receiving this vehicle late January. So it's currently the 19th of me recording this video, and I'm going to get the car, let's say, within 5 weeks, which I think is pretty amazing. I've always heard it takes 3 months, 6 months. That's always been another worry for me. It's like, do I want to shell out $5,000 to something, and it's going to get here in 6 months? It's not worth it. I'd rather just pay the extra to get it from stateside. But 5 weeks, that sounds amazing. I cannot wait for it to come in. So he already sent me my shipping details. He's going to then have to send me my document copies, and then he's going to dispatch the original documents. And then I believe as far as the Japan side goes, that's pretty much it. I know when I get to America, I have to receive the documents. I have to get a custom broker. I have to do the port pickup. And that stuff is going to be in part 2, because I need to find the broker. I need to find someone that I trust, someone, again, that I could work with consistently. Maybe I even turn into a broker. I actually would learn to do that too. Maybe that'll be a series. I'll learn how to be a broker myself, and maybe I'll buy like a JDM pickup truck or something, and I could just go to the core and pick up my units all the time, because I want to continue to do this over and over. Way Before the Fame Imports 2024. I'm just saying. So I believe that's as much as I can tell you as far as the Japan side goes. We still have to do everything that needs to get done in America. So I have invoice for ISF, receiving the documents, file for ISF, received the bill of landing, received the arrival notice. Now I have to file for entry. Those are all things that we're going to learn together because it's my first time doing it. And I don't want to make mistakes, but I want to ask the dumb questions that are like, what is ISF? Because I really don't know what ISF even stands for while recording this video. So those are things that I want to learn together and just, I don't know, be a sponge as much as possible. I feel like this Japan trip was really me just learning this process, learning how everything works out here to an extent. Obviously, I'm going on vacation, but that's why I keep joking around living out here, because I really feel like if I lived out here for like 6 months to a year, I would love to do exactly what I'm doing now, just in Japan. So still purchasing these K cars through Car Deal Page, making them nicer, and then sending it, instead of sending it to New York and then shipping it to Florida, just sending it straight to Jacksonville so John can receive his car that's Way for the Fame spec, but in Japan. Like, just imagine that thought process. Like, that just keeps me up at night, honestly. And before we end this video, we could look at a couple more cars. I'll put the year to 1999 because technically next month we're able to get like the newer Hijet, some newer the K trucks. We can get the new Pajero. There's a bunch of cars that I don't know about that are out yet. So I'm excited for that, like this Outpole Lane. We have to look at the month and everything, but there's a lot of new units and new faces that I can't wait to learn. And now having a website like this, I can learn what a Daihatsu SC is. I can learn what a Nissan Moko is. I can learn what all these units are, where it's just going to be more fun content, because I would love to be the first person with a Nissan Moko. I would love to be the first person with a Subaru R2. Like, what even is this? I actually really want to click it. This is 1998? Wait, this says 2008. I don't know why it's under the 1998 category. I was about to say, hold on. This car looks too new. Wait, did I not put 1998? Oh, no, I just put the 660 right here. My bad. Let me put 1999 now. That was my mistake. I was wondering, some of these cars look a little too new. I'll put 1999 only, actually. And then we can get an idea of some of the new stuff, because the new Pajero's out, the new look Honda Acti, the new look Suzuki Carry, the new look Daihatsu Move. The Wagonar's a bit different. Look, they have another Honda Z. Let's click this one. This one I believe is even cheaper than mine, no? Yeah, it's cheaper than mine. I don't think it's turbo, though. Yeah, I think it's just 4-wheel drive, and it doesn't have the fog lights and Modulo kit, but it has gold badges. Maybe that means something. But I'll end this video here. I could be on here for hours. The fact that I have kind of like access to cars, even when you message somebody, you have access. So the fact that I have access to the units that are out there, this is something that I never had before. So I'm going to be learning so much more about the cars and the import process. And I'm just overall excited for this whole thing. So I'll end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. This was a long one, but it was pretty detailed. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.